This man likes to go hungry for 9 meals in 3 days. But this time, the freedom of muscles was directly achieved. Look, this is just like it's free of charge. Any random pick would be enough for me to eat for a whole day. The taste after roasting is simply delicious. And there is also kelp ramen to eat. It was so enjoyable to eat. Not to mention, there are all kinds of snacks to satisfy the craving. Is this still the grandpa that we know? Friends who like watching grandpa all know. He can endure the high temperature and intense sun and starve for several days. I just don't want to freeze into a muggle in the icy and snowy world. After all, you can't wear mosaics here. A wrapped grandpa is quite rare. You should know that this is a certain mountainous area in Norway. It is already very close to the range of the Arctic Circle. The locals are not willing to take a stroll here. Only grandpa would think of coming and going hungry. That's something ordinary people wouldn't even dare to imagine. Now grandpa only has photography equipment and a first aid kit. Next, he's going to conquer this place with his own hands. If you accidentally get lost in the snow-capped mountains, don't panic. First, make sure what's around. Then head towards the jungle. Don't ask why it was done this way. Obviously, only that might have meat to eat. It's impossible for grandpa to go hungry 9 times in 3 days again. There are still several hours before it gets dark. We have to hurry up and enter the jungle area. See if dry materials can be found to make a fire. Grandpa doesn't want to shiver with cold at night. The way down the mountain is not easy either. With every step I took, snow fell into my shoes. It's really necessary to worry about avalanches again. One has to be careful not to get frostbite on the feet again. If you want to go down the mountain faster, it is strongly recommended that everyone try sliding down with their buttocks. Generally speaking, thick snow is not a problem. Afraid of suddenly encountering some rocks or something like that. This egg's sadness is no joke. Grandpa was as happy as a fat man weighing over 200 pounds. If it weren't for the fact that there was no snow covering below, I really want to keep sliding like this. Originally, he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to adapt to the cold. After the pleasant glide just now, the whole person relaxed. Although it is possible to eat snow now to replenish water, but it will also take away a lot of body temperature. The best thing is to collect the plants and squeeze them hard. The clean water stored inside came out. This taste is really good. It is the most beloved natural fragrance of Grandpa Dracu. After being nourished by the water of life, now we have to find a good place to spend the night. So far, no dry materials have been seen. Sweat has soaked the clothes inside. If there is no fire for heating and drying tonight, no matter how strong Grandpa is, he can still have problems due to the cold. When the situation is critical, only blankets can be used. If possible, I really don't want to use it. He wants to overcome the cold through his own efforts. It seemed that there were only a few hours left before it got dark. Grandpa was still quite anxious in his heart. Fortunately, I found the old man's beard on the way. This is the best material for making fire at present. Hurry up and collect some and put them in your pocket to keep dry. Just these words. It's very difficult to keep the fire burning all night. I haven't found a place to spend the night yet. Grandpa Dracula felt that it was a bit stressful. If you see something useful on the road, pick it up quickly. The resin in the bark of silver birch trees is particularly flammable. The success rate of making a fire has increased significantly again. It's just that none of these are the best players in my heart. I still hope to get a haystack. It's a pity that the surroundings are so wet that it's hard to be satisfied. All that Grandpa can think of is to dry with his body temperature. Putting it in is really stabbing meat. It won't be useful until at least the next day. Tonight will be spent in an environment without fire. Just thinking about how cold it will be. A lot of calories are consumed in the body after walking for a day. Grandpa knows that it's not easy to survive in the wild here. I just didn't expect it to be so hard. It's getting darker and darker now. There's not much time left for Grandpa to find a place to spend the night. After all the twists and turns, it's only a bit drier under the tree. I should be able to hold on if I curl up tonight. If it's really impossible at night, one can only use a blanket to save one's life. Lie on the ground first and feel the temperature. It's still within my tolerance range. It's just that the temperature will become lower at night. If someone tells you it's near the Arctic Circle, there is no fire and no sleeping bag at night. Just lie on the ground and sleep like this. I'm sure I'll think that person is crazy. Even a man as strong as Grandpa could not hold on for an hour. One can only get up and exercise to warm up the body, although this can drive away the cold. However, the energy consumption within the body is extremely rapid. Anyone else would probably be exhausted. Only Grandpa dare to play like this. The heat generated is just about equal to the cold. It is very dangerous to walk at night in the wild. Grandpa usually doesn't do this. It's just better to stay where you are and freeze into a muggle. It would be better to take a walk nearby to feel warmer. Hardly stop to rest throughout the night. It was with great difficulty that I managed to hold on until dawn. I've really messed up Grandpa. You have to light the fire no matter what you say today. Continue on your way to a drier area. As is known to all, water flows downhill. Following is sure to prevent you from getting lost. Sure enough, it wasn't long before the sound of the waterfall was heard. Quicken your pace immediately and go over to have a look. A small crack appeared before my eyes. Walking over from this side will lead you to the open water area. A thin layer of ice can be seen on the water surface. Fortunately, Grandpa got up to exercise last night. Otherwise, lying down will definitely cause problems due to the cold. It was not easy to come down from the mountain. The wood here should not disappoint, should it? It's warm while the sun is out now. The top priority today is to successfully make a fire. Grandpa is quite satisfied with this place. I'm just a little worried that the high tide will flood over. For safety reasons, try to stay away from the stream as much as possible. Build a shelter at a high point. First, take out the hay from your pocket. After a day and a night of being influenced, the hay has become crispy. The materials have been prepared. Now I need to get the tools for rubbing and making fire. In fact, there are quite a few stones in the nearby water. Just pick up a piece and have a look. Red rocks are rich in iron oxide. It's quite suitable to make a fire. I originally thought I was lucky enough. I never expected to find a surprise here. Such a large piece of metal object is really rare. If it can be utilized, it will make the challenge easier. It just requires you to think more about how to use it. I wonder if this collision with the stone can produce sparks. For this purpose, pull out the dry fungi. Grandpa is confident that these combinations together can ignite. Pick up the metal and keep hitting the rock. The spark produced was pitifully small. It has to just land on the fungus. Grandpa is simply making things difficult for himself. She's been pounding the rocks hard all the time. I shook my hands numb, still failed to light the fire. I'm sure I still have to keep doing sports tonight. Grandpa has expended a lot of effort. It was just about igniting the fungus. If I could do it all over again, I would definitely try another method. This knocking is really tiring. However, it was seen that a flame was successfully ignited. I still feel quite accomplished. As usual, pick up the firewool and bow. Blow it in from time to time. As devout as Grandpa, it's hard for the flame not to rise. Finally, I can have a good sleep tonight. However, to keep the fire burning continuously, Grandpa has to stock up on more firewood. The main problem is that there's no axe available. It all depends on one's own hands to achieve dreams. When deciding to come here for the challenge, everyone is persuading themselves to change places. Everyone feels that cold is more unbearable than hunger. In fact, as long as the fire can be maintained, half of this challenge has already been won in order to be able to burn for a long time. Next, the long wood piling and burning method will be adopted. It usually accumulates like this, although this requires a lot of wood, but the effect of combustion is very good. It is recommended that everyone give it a try when they go to cold areas. It's definitely more comfortable than the radiator at your feet. Without delay, Grandpa immediately took action. This was the first time he had piled up the fire like this. The effect is exactly the same as imagined. Now that the fire has been settled, then the next step is to set up a shelter. It's really inconvenient without a machete. Grandpa needs to spend more time and energy. The wooden pole is too long and can only be burned through in the fire. See if it can be completed smoothly before dark. I really want to have a home to keep warm. Bring in big stones to use as bed legs. The top is arranged into a bed with logs. Finally, cover it with spruce as a mattress. It's absolutely comfortable to lie on it. I would like to be called the wild version of Simmons. Some berries can also be eaten during the manufacturing process. The sweet and sour taste is especially to Grandpa's liking. You can collect more, by the way, as snacks. Most of the things were sorted out the next day. Grandpa felt that he was terrifyingly powerful. Lie on it and enjoy the sky. It's been a long time since I felt this comfortable. Improve the shelter again tomorrow. As long as it doesn't rain, Grandpa can enjoy it all the time. If it rained heavily that night, then it can only be blamed on oneself for not reading the weather forecast carefully. Unconsciously, it's already the third day. Grandpa Dracula slept extremely comfortably last night. I couldn't feel the influence of the cold on myself at all. It's so hot that I want to take off my coat. If the roof is also perfected, it's really very suitable for coming here for a vacation. It seems that I will go hungry 9 times in just 3 days. Grandpa decided to get something to eat first. He doesn't want to eat. He's so uncomfortable starving here. It's not easy to walk here. One wrong move, and there's a possibility of falling to the end. Grandpa can only slow down and be more careful. No traces of animals were seen nearby. I unexpectedly found that the water was flowing rapidly under the ice. If you don't look closely, you might think it's a school of fish running around randomly. No wonder Grandpa just had the urge to break the ice. Let's not have the idea of fishing for now. Take a walk while you still have some energy. It would be great if there were food delivered to your door voluntarily. Grandpa was walking when he bumped into the rock face. There's no chance to climb over it. If the plants above can be removed, it can make the stomach feel a little better to some extent. Just dig it out and clean a little before eating. It's a bit like eating candy. It's sweet and quite nice. You can take more back to sharpen your teeth. That's all for today's exploration. The rest of the time was devoted to the shelter. What Grandpa didn't expect was that the water level rose. Good grief. It's just going out for a while. Then the water rose by that much. If there happens to be a heavy rainstorm, I don't know if the shelter will be flooded. I never felt so much pressure when going to the Amazon rainforest before. I'm glad I didn't slack off and set up a shelter up there at that time. Otherwise, the challenge would really be completely ruined. The firewood has now been piled up. Theoretically, it is enough to burn throughout the night. The ground nearby is just a little damp. I don't know if it will affect the fire. It's better to clean the ground up. Everyone can take a look. It's all wet under the fire. Just pinch it and it bursts with juice. So all the lichen has to be pulled down. It would be much better to put the fire on top of the stones. There's no need to worry about it going out in the middle of the night anymore. There are still 3 hours until sunset. Grandpa has to hurry up and set up the shelter. At least the roof should be fixed. In this way, Even if it rains, there is no fear of the fire going out. The classic steep roof still needs to be used. Not only can it save some physical effort during construction, it can also prevent rainwater from accumulating on it. The only concern is the weight of the moss. If it absorbs too much water, press it down. My small build just can't bear it. For safety reasons, get a tree trunk for support. Overall, it is already very perfect. Grandpa Draymond has officially entered a semi-paid vacation mode. The reason why it is said to be half. The main reason is that the issue of food has not been resolved. The stomach has been protesting there all the time. He has to think carefully about where he can get food. I really wasn't working on the show effect. There's no reason to go hungry every time you take on a challenge. Interestingly, it began to rain when I woke up the next day. The roof failed to withstand the pressure and collapsed. Fortunately, there are support columns placed for protection. Otherwise, the whole person will be trapped and unable to move. Time must be seized to rebuild the shelter. This time, replace it with a thicker tree trunk. Even if the moss absorbs all the rainwater, it is also impossible for the problem of collapse to occur again. After a period of reconstruction, it does look much better. At least there was no bending. Only then did Grandpa to feel a little better. Watch the rain getting lighter and lighter. Hurry up and look for food nearby. There are so many shells nearby. There are always clams to eat under the stone. However, after all the hustle and bustle, just found this little bit of meat to eat. Grandpa didn't mind either and just stuffed it into his mouth. It feels like it can even dance between its teeth. The taste is really not good. It's no different from eating sand. Most of them are mini versions. Only these 2 clams carry a little weight. Put all of them beside the fire and roast them until done. If I don't tell you this is a clam, what do you all think it will be? It's a bit strange though, but it is also a very valuable protein. The sandbags must be removed. Otherwise, no matter how delicious it is, it won't help. You should eat at least half a pound of clam meat every day. Grandpa Dracu can really go hungry. Anyone else would have fainted from crying in the toilet long ago. Able to eat so much food. Grandpa Dracula is already very satisfied. After a night's rest, the mental state is even worse instead. The main purpose is to keep the fire burning. Although Grandpa Dracula has been working very hard, but it still failed to withstand the rain. It should be replaced with thicker tree trunks. When piled up like this, the fire burns more vigorously. It will also last longer than before. It would be even better if there could be some meat on it to eat. Grandpa said he had no motivation on an empty stomach. Just sit there and warm yourself by the fire. I originally thought it would end in a plain and uneventful way. Unexpectedly, the wind blew and set the roof on fire. I'm not creating a show effect myself. He was calm and composed, still thinking how nice it would be to put vegetables in. Actually, there's really no need to worry too much. Anyway, the moss here can hold it down. Besides, it is still raining now. It is enough to put out the fire. Grandpa Dracula has stayed here for so long. I haven't really filled my stomach yet. So, no matter what, one should have a nice meal before leaving. Quite a few shellfish were found on the coast last time. Grandpa Jing just wanted to come and take a chance. I never expected to achieve muscle freedom directly, although there isn't any meat in it. But the quantity is really too large. It's enough for oneself to soothe the stomach. Make salad with kelp and seaweed. The small life is getting better and better. If it weren't for the worry of vomiting from eating too much, I'm afraid Grandpa will be able to empty that place. Mussels can be eaten after being roasted. No seasonings are added to it. I just love this pure and natural flavor. I quite eat kelp salad. The nutrition is directly maximized. It's a pity that I haven't had any meat for such a long time. Grandpa felt that this challenge could only be regarded as passing. Have a good sleep on the last night as well. Take this piece and use it like a pillow. Just dry it beside the fire. Grandpa Dracula slept extremely comfortably. Anyway, I'm doing okay on my own. Finally, make a signal torch by yourself and carry it with you. Signal towers can be built on the shore now. Just light it up and wait for the ship to come. I wonder where Grandpa will go next. Let's wait and see together. We agreed to starve 9 times in 3 days. Why is he putting on skewers? Eat that carefully. Just the smell of the meat in here. I can lick a bowl of rice at the same time. He did not forget to invite Jerry's family to the table. Greet with the most enthusiastic fire. Look at the Michelin chef's favorite burnt brown. You can imagine how crunchy it gets in a mouth. I can't do that with meat alone, and I pulled down the bearberries. Direct berry freedom. Eat as much as you want. Finish with a cup of berry tea. Are you sure this is a survival challenge? I think you're here for a paid vacation. You did not expect to come to such a remote place. It took half a day just to drive to the destination. This is the desert of Mongolia. It's hard even for a starving expert like him. You can imagine how scarce resources are. It's too late to regret it now. He didn't buy a return ticket. I just have to keep going. Master, that is to tell the Yi to hurry down. He was rushing home for a whole roast lamb. This makes me jealous. I should have come back when I was full, even though it looks like there's nothing around. But after years of starving, he can still sense where the food is. I'm going to show you. How do you survive without tools or food? A paid vacation in the desert. Conditionally small partners can also learn not to hair. After all, the hair can only affect the good looks of the uncle. As a professional outdoor hunger blogger, a little more cameras is normal. You gotta show all your fucking charm. He had heard the cheers of food around him. Don't say a word and start your life now. The biggest problem now is water. Nobody's even taken a step. The body has been scratched with small water droplets. You can still smell the faint aroma of meat on the soles of your feet. It's just a mountain to forget the past. They say Taco likes to starve 9 times in 3 days. Now he wants to tell them with strength. That's a rumor. How can you starve for 3 days? My little wife stopped giving me food before I got here. No wonder he said the challenge was not easy. Feelings are being kicked out to reflect on themselves. Now, in addition to heat exposure to dehydration, the wind also carries away a lot of water. How can I tell if I'm dehydrated? The easiest way is to open the gate and release water. The color is a little off. The good news is there's no dehydration. The bad news is it speeds up the dehydration process. I'm crying. I'm serious about science. Of course, there's nothing to worry about. He has his own unique hydration tips. Look at this green plant. The locals call it happy water. No tools are needed. Just squeeze it with your hand like this. The fresh juice would drip down. I'm just curious. Is that the same hand you used to pick the bird? Yi said it was clean and hygienic. Don't worry about the little details. It'll hydrate you anyway. Listen to the laughter. Just be happy with how good it is. If not for the limited time. He really wanted to take it all home and juice it. It's the hot rocks on the ground that are a bit of a problem. The feet have developed a semi-mature light, burnt smell. Plus there are thorns to decorate it. Yi had to stop and admire it. Such beautiful feet. It has to be paired with the trendiest shoes. It was supposed to be pure leather. Unfortunately, the materials are limited and can only be used with the backpack. Man, that's how fast his little head spins. Now I walk fine. I feel like I'm flying. Soon we're in the valley. It makes sense that there should be a water source. But the farther you go, the worse it gets. It was chapped even more than his face. What can I do but look up high? There can't be no water around. I have to say that Lord Day's mouth is too open. There's no water around. My mouth is so dry that I can hardly swallow. It's getting dark soon. Just stop and watch the sunset. I'm sorry I let that pee out. I can't get an emergency refill right now. As much as I'd love to get by fire online. But there was no wood to be seen. Well, you can't light yourself up for fun. Nothing to keep you warm tonight. See how Dirg shakes his legs till dawn. Just lay down and make contact with the ground. Let yourself quickly enter the dream. It's the only place that has everything. The quality of sleep is not very good, causing the sun to wake up before work. Today's goal is very clear. It's about finding water and getting food. No one really thinks they're going to starve for 3 days. Yi is quite sure of himself. Yesterday was just a show effect. Today has to be like a vacation. In fact, Masterda is also a little mistake. Shouldn't have been this high yesterday. Now, when the sun comes out, it's like a furnace. The water in my body is churning like crazy. You can boil an egg into a hot spring egg. Fortunately, there is a surprise at the top. Vegetation greener than overhead. It made me happy. There must be plenty of water waiting for him. You even get a snack on the hour. I can't wait to get down there right now. Yi carefully surveyed the surrounding terrain. This should be the easiest way down. You didn't find anything special when you walked by. It just got a little too much bone. There's clearly a predator out there. Yi is not worried about that at all. It's just food in his eyes. Is this the confidence of the world number one? There's no meat left on the bones. It could be used as a digging tool. I can do a little fanning on the way. I was afraid I'd run out of meat. I didn't expect to run right into the path. The width looks like a bear made it. Too bad they're covered by protection law. If Masterda dares to be a bear slayer, you'd have to step on the sewing machine. You just have to avoid them. Take time to rehydrate. There's something interesting about the dirt down there. Sounds crunchy and there might be water. Pick up the bones and get to work. You know, I'm getting better at it. If I could just give myself a little more time. Even where to bury yourself. Unfortunately, no water has emerged yet. The body was already dehydrated. Now it's getting worse. Had I known, I might as well have moved on. The only good news is no bear poop. At least you don't have to worry about being attacked suddenly. Suddenly I noticed a puddle over there. Dude, what was that hole you just dug? Do you still have the strength to do this? Anyway, can you rehydrate now? Oh, I'm as happy as a daisy. Words are not enough to describe the joy of now. The water doesn't need to be boiled at all. Just dive right in and drink. Look at the excitement on his face. Is this water really that good? How can I describe it? It's river snail noodles with stinky tofu. It smells a little bad, but it doesn't taste too bad. You know, I love it anyway. There are bugs on the surface. How can you miss out on so much good protein? That stinky mud over here is the perfect sunscreen. I could feel the smell across the screen. Make sure you apply it evenly. And a little bit to keep out the mosquitoes. I mean, it takes more stinking mud than most people. The reason is it's a lot to put on. After all, he doesn't want to get a tan. Now, we have to find a place to sleep. Originally thought Bear had run off somewhere else. I didn't expect to be left with fresh feces. Oh man, I don't think he's waiting for him up front. A little nervous inside. What if I get a hand-to-hand wound? He doesn't want to be in a gold pit with a silver bracelet. Thinking about taking a little drive. I'm not afraid of the bear. Just scared to get into the grass and scare it. #1 in the world, after all. It's not blowing. Fortunately, it didn't last too long. It was quickly decided to keep a safe distance from a bear. Choose to look on the other side of the mountain. This way, the mountain is like this. There's no way a bear is coming to feed. The walls are just enough to shield the sun from the wind. If we build another shelter, wouldn't that be the perfect view room? Now you can have it for free. Such a quick and easy deal. Won't anyone come and experience it? Lorda did not forget to change the by-fire aboard. He had already gathered the materials for the fire. Now we just need to get the drill out. It's not that hard for day, is it? Can I show you how to make a fire? Put your toes on the board. Then you can rub it with your hands. Must be no slower than when I was young. Put the ashes in the tinder. Prayerfully bow to the camera 3 times. The flames went straight up. By-fire said he was going to go when he went online. You can imagine how dry it is. If any couples want to come camping, I really don't recommend playing with fire with passion. People are very easy to get angry. No amount of herbal tea can hold down that. The ground has long since been cleared by Lorda. Lie down and enjoy the warmth of the fire. The only fly in the ointment was hunger. And so came the 3rd day. If you haven't got food today, that's 9 meals in 3 days. Day still wants to fight a little bit. No one goes hungry every day. Let's show off our foraging abilities now. Check with the local guide before you come. The Jerry family prospered nearby. Anything to find a cave or something. There's a good chance we'll get some meat. It's like this little cave. There are several more nearby. You can't do that with your hands. What if the bite gets infected? The interactive nature of caves can be exploited. Shut it all down. Leave a hole for the fire to smoke. What I'm most afraid of right now, more than just the surface of the cave. It would be a waste of time to slip away from somewhere else. I don't think he's that unlucky. It's just a matter of taking action first. There's nothing wrong with starving for another day. Worthy of being a starving expert, the fault tolerance rate is high. Observe your surroundings carefully. Not a single cave was spared. The mice are working really hard. Well, I think I blocked over 2 dozen caves. Why don't you dig into his belly? After a busy time, it's time for the rats to experience the pleasure of smoking. Place the fire directly near the cave. Now all you can do is wait for a word. Look inside as you dig. I don't know. It was the rats who learned how to hold their breath. Or sneak away from the other caves. I'm going to be hungry today anyway. Now it's a matter of pumping up the smoke. It's better to explore somewhere else. I'm in a pretty low mood. Isn't it true that no one who loves to laugh is in bad luck? Why don't you just throw food at your door? That's a little suspicious of life. He even thought about eating bone marrow on the hour. Too bad it all evaporated. There's no way he's going to eat a bone. There is no way but to return to the reeds again. He's got to order plants on the hour. This has a sweet licorice flavor. It's good to chew and grind your teeth. A little sweet when you're in a bad mood. The whole person will be happy. You can collect a little more for a snack. I mean, it's really getting to my head. Real name recommended everyone a taste. It's interesting to find a little tin can lying around, intact and ready for immediate use. Now we have a cooking pot. Just stew the meat in there. If there's any sign of a bear around, there must be a lot of berries he likes to eat. I found a bunch of food to eat. Bear's going to be pissed when he finds out his food's been eaten. but it doesn't have anything to do with him. Shove it all in your mouth. The belly must feel happy today. The more you eat, the more excited you get. He finally felt the joy of a bear. You won't get tired of this all day. I didn't know berry freedom was that easy. Now the sun is at its highest point. Can't go on indulging in berries. We need to get back to the shelter. I didn't forget to make myself a whole cup of hot tea. It has licorice and berries in it. It looks like a pretty good look. The joy of God, that is back. It's sour and sweet and delicious. I'd rather have a cup every day when I'm hungry. The unique taste has conquered his taste buds. If we take this back to the stand, he's going to be the hottest kid on the street. Don't look at him but a cup of hot tea. He felt his energy come back. They even build a scenic house out of stone. In the words of Master Da, you can survive the winter. Why do you need to worry about the mortgage when you come here? Just skip the 60-year detour. Tired is tired a little bit, but it's not a big problem. Just a few more cups of hot tea and we'll be done. Starvation has become the norm, though, but I still wish I could eat meat on the whole. So at the dawn of the next day, Dee has already set out in search of food. All I could find was a little lizard. It's no bigger than a finger. The point at which a dog shakes his head. And I don't mind. Even more little lizards were found. Just string it all together. Put it on the fire and roast it. Don't look like a lot. Just a little bit when it's done. I mean, I had to lick the branches a couple of times. If it wasn't so hard to chew and swallow. I'm afraid he's going to eat the whole thing. That's not a lot of energy for a meal. But it's better than nothing, right? In the days that follow, Dee did not force himself to find food. Just try to perfect the shelter. Strong enough to withstand the cold winter. He is quite satisfied with it here. It's not just a fire next door that keeps you warm. There's a window out front to enjoy the view. There's only one roof left to finish. There's one thing I haven't forgotten. The discovery of another set of caves. He thinks there must be a rat in here. Plug all holes as before. This time we're going to start the fire from below. The pressure difference is used to draw smoke into the cave. As long as there's a rat in here, then he's confident he'll catch it. Let the smoke try a little harder. This is the time to carry back some materials. Tired, that's for sure. But the thought of building a house all by yourself. I was so excited inside. The roof's not that complicated. Just put these things in order. It's not going to rain anyway. This is perfect enough, if not for the limited time. He could make the shelter even more perfect. I think we're done with the mouse. Dig up all the caves. Sure enough, you can see surprises inside. It's that simple to be happy. You think there's only one. We got more in the other holes. The most important thing for a family is to be neat. Pack it all up and take it back to roast. None of the internal organs need to be handled. It's tempting enough just to look at. It's a real crunch of chicken. If I could live like this every day, I want to stay another month. You don't get many paid vacations, after all. After eating and drinking, I thought of my little wife. Her anger must have gone away. It's time to pack up and go home. This perfect shelter is left for others to enjoy. Try to build a better shelter next time. I wonder where it's going to starve. Let's wait and see. The strength of his stomach. Faced with some moldy fruit, he was willing to bite into it. Eating, that is a pleasure. No need to wait for the water to boil. Get down and start drinking. Not afraid of those germs in the water. The worst part is he didn't even miss the fish. Just stick in your mouth and bite it. Anyone else would have diarrhea by now. Eat it raw, but it preserves the original flavor. But it's even better when you set it on fire. I don't know where you're going on paid vacation this time. Let's take a look. As we all know, Dai has the reputation of worshiping fire. This paid vacation to Guatemala. I went out of my way to learn from the famous local shaman. I used to worship 3 times. I didn't expect anyone else to be so professional. With a sign around his neck. I know he's a pro just by the posture. And then I'll clean up the dust for Yi. The master saw at a glance that Yi was not simple. Not even hair, after all. Said he had a rough life ahead of him. But it'll all work out. All you have to do is spin around the fire. You can do what you want. I wonder what Day was thinking. Well, it's certainly not 9 meals in 3 days. All I can think about is money and money. He did this operation down. Yi felt that his soul had been sublimated. What could be different about this challenge? This is where the Mayan civilization flourished. Since they can live here, completing the challenge alone is no fun. It has to be beautiful. Many crocodiles can be seen on the road. I mean, it made my mouth water. One can feed itself for days. It feels like the day of paid vacation is coming. Soon we're on our way. In addition to the photographic equipment, no more survival tools. Not even a hair. Master Da is going to tell you. What is a starving expert? This place is so remote that few people come. If you accidentally end up on an island, water is the most needed resource right now. No obvious resources around. Can only explore deep into the jungle. Suddenly, there's a surprise on the beach. Boy, big cat tracks in the opening. Others see the heart panic. Yi saw that it was a throwaway laugh. Such fresh footprints. Isn't it tempting yourself to commit a crime? No one has ever hunted a big cat with their bare hands. The blessed Lord is willing to try, but the sun is a little fierce. To keep from turning into little black balls, we need to get out in the shade. Don't look at Tak being surrounded by water. There aren't any fish here, unless you ignore the crocodile and go into the water. You're gonna starve 9 times in 3 days. If Van gave them a machete, the crocodile couldn't stand to watch. Now get into the water and quickly get to the other side. There were fears of a crocodile attack. I didn't think it was weak. I dived into the water and put it in lockdown. They just got bored and moved on faster. I wonder what kind of camera is this? Waterproof and durable. I couldn't crack a nut with it. It's like a must-have on the road. We start with alligators and big cats. There's no need to worry about the meat. I hope I can get some happy water soon. Anyone who knows Tak knows that. He once walked through the Amazon rainforest. It's like being in Newbie Village. It's just too intimate. Generally, just watch your step. Basically, there won't be any problems, right? And find a nearby, well-resourced place to camp. The day of paid vacation is coming. It's a beautiful idea. It's just that it's not an easy walk. You used to have machetes to clear the way. There's nothing in my hand right now. Mosaic was forced to change into shorts. I feel like I can't play well with the restraints. It's a little humid in the jungle here. I could wash my face with the sweat. Dehydration is a matter of time. But there is some good news. We found a lot of small animal tracks on the road. As long as they can find water, everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, well, it's just not right. Masterda is really careless this time. Dehydration is getting worse. Suddenly, I felt a cool wind blow. I know there's surprise up there. Sure enough, there's a big lake. I can drink till I throw up. The trees below can also be used for shelter. Look at that crocodile waiting to be ganked. It's the perfect place for a wilderness vacation. Dee did not expect to see food in the first place. This challenge is not going to starve 9 times in 3 days. The right way to open the barbecue is to make it free, even without the alligator. The nearby stream is also full of fish. Dee soon came to the lower section. There's just a creek to replenish the water. It is not recommended to drink it directly. And Yi is the man at the top. Stomach that is terrible strong. It's clean and hygienic for him. Not far ahead is the big lake. The water quality is even better than expected. I just want to dive into the water and swim. If it weren't for here, there'd be no internet. It's perfect for a log cabin. I guess I'm the only one who thinks so. Now, let's get the shelter done. Still adopt the simplest and most effective slope structure. Don't worry about the material at all. You can get a bunch of them just by collecting them. It only took me 2 hours to finish the frame. If it weren't for the rainy season, you don't even have to collect big palm leaves to cover them. You could just weave the vines. Dee lined up the palm leaves and tied them tight. I'm tired to death. I don't have time or energy to catch alligators and make fires today. You need to rest and let your body slow down. I just thought it would be a waste of energy if it didn't rain. I didn't think the clouds were gathering. Dee said this is strength. I knew it was going to rain tonight. It's not because of the weather report. I'm sure the storm will survive tonight. I'm afraid it won't stop until dawn. It's colder than you thought in the shelter. Dee is hungry and cold. Just huddle together and resist. The first night was pretty bad. It's only when daylight breaks that things get a little better. Masterda is working a bit hard today. It's not just about fixing the shelter. And make sure there's a fire. Most of the wood around is wet. I had a hard time getting to this point. You need to dry before you even try to start a fire. The shelter can now be perfected, as long as the wind doesn't turn. There's nothing wrong with the shelter. Fire in the wild is one of Tak's specialties. You don't need any complicated materials. Groups like these can be drilled into a fire. If it wasn't so wet out here, there should have been ashes from the friction. Day was still thinking about banging on the fire, but the rain is coming. Totally put him in your eyes. Can't do anything now. We'll have to wait until the sun shines. 9 meals in 3 days has been achieved. Unlock achievements that can't be achieved in 4 days. Masterda is not as happy as when he arrived. Seriously doubt the sorcerer's blessing has expired. Why else would you be so miserable? Is it raining every day to starve my mother's son? There is no sun to dry the wood. I can't make a fire on my own. Just see what's around. And don't even tell him to eat moldy fruit. The strength of the stomach need not be said. Now I can eat something sweet. The mood is very happy. Eat a little more to get the dopamine pumping. That's pretty good for the challenge. Pack the fruit from the floor and take it away. It's just a way to satisfy your cravings. The key is to get the protein right. It's annoying to be hungry. Up there, the howler monkeys are still babbling. If you had a bow, an arrow in your hand, you wouldn't mind trying a charcoal howler monkey. Big fish is out of the question. Can only go after the tarantula. Don't you know the #1 player in the world? Dare to come out in the sun. No bells and whistles. Hold the back leg directly with the stick. Then roll the other one over. Treat yourself to a spider roast tonight. Tarantulas are actually pretty big. Just enough for Durham to swallow. Too bad there's no breadcrumbs. Or wrap it up and blow it up. It's definitely better than fried pork chops. Now the problem arises again. How do you eat a roast spider without a fire? Luckily, to dry the wood early in the morning. Now is our chance to fire a fire. Hands are really fast and steady. No wonder the ashes came out so quickly. The old ritual is to drop in the tinder. Finally experience warmth again. That's how simple it is to be happy. He knew that spiders needed fire badly too. We're gonna bake it and warm it up. Local shaman says tarantulas make hair grow longer. He didn't give a shit about it. He still likes the power cut. These spiders haven't even been roasted yet. The corners of his mouth have shed tears. Take the time to cook the tarantula. Remember to clean the surface of the fur. This isn't gonna be a bad thing. This isn't the first time that has eaten a tarantula, but you're still amazed by the taste. Perfect for skewers. Every bite bursts juice in your mouth, especially the tail with the most meat. I don't know how to describe it. It just tastes good and it's over. That's why I'm so good at digestion. It's not a big deal for the rest of us. It's not out of the question to open the table. I fill my stomach and there's nothing to do. I like a bowl of chicken soup on my own. Although the challenge can be accomplished with the current resources. But if that's what it is, that is so boring. The nearby crocodile is still waiting. Here we are. It's a shame we didn't taste the crocodile. The fish appeared in schools in the lake. We're gonna paddle the whole raft. Eat as much as you want. The Yi is confident that he will eat before going home. There's plenty of wood around. There's just not a lot of rafts out there. No one wants to be in the middle of a lake and suddenly fall apart. Looking for wood found a hole. The Yi knew it was fresh at first sight. Set a noose trap at the entrance immediately. Let's see if we have any surprises. Tak has his own idea of raft making. The raw material must be dry fallen trees. The combination of these is very buoyant. There's no problem dancing on it. It's just so hard to carry, as long as you can catch fish to eat. All the hard work is worth it. The logs were tied with vines. 2 out of 5 out of 3. Get a big board and put it on top. The master's raft is finally complete. It depends on whether it will rain tomorrow. When I got back to camp, I found a rat trapped. It's no bigger than the palm of my hand. The internal organs are even smaller and negligible. Just skewer it and cook it. It's not much meat, but it smells good. What's the taste of a head first? It's like chicken brittle. Just get over your inner prejudice against ratty. You'll see that the meat is really delicious. A couple of them on the barbecue would be great. Just trying to fill my stomach. We still have to put our hopes on the raft. Instead of fishing in the middle of the lake, prefer to harpoon it. For everyone to know how good they are. And they put cameras on it. Catching fish isn't as easy as people think. Better than I could have missed a damn thing. It's hard to move a raft when the water goes down. It takes a lot of energy just to push it down. Durg has always tried to restrain himself. We can't let the shit get in the way. Carefully get the raft into the water. It floats like I thought it would. The master was more than satisfied with that. There's no problem sitting on it. Row straight to the middle of the lake to catch fish. The surrounding fish are large in number, but it won't be easy to catch. It feels like a better target than a crocodile. After all, one can feed you for days. Too bad I'm not a good swimmer. Or we could just go in the water and use it as bait. Attract some crocodiles to serve. You could see a lot of fish jumping around earlier. And now you don't know where to go. It really pissed off my uncle. It looks different on the other side. Maybe there's a surprise in store for him. I thought I'd go there without thinking. But I did see some fish hanging around. Why don't you try this harpoon? On the raft for like an hour. He thinks he's a fool. Why not build a fish trap? Just throw it in the water and wait for the fish to come in. Vines are not difficult to weave. It's just a little tedious. Just keep slipping in and out of the cracks. It takes 2 hours just to get a chassis. Want to make the basket. Not even a little patience. There's so many fish hanging out in the lake. You can't miss a fish. Tak is trying to lure the fish into the trap. That's breaking off a big termite nest. Such attractive termites. I can't help but eat it myself. I don't think the fish can hold it. Straight into the basket. Then drop it in the middle of the lake. You can already see some little fish coming. There's plenty of bait anyway. Just see when the big fish gets here. The Yi has never been so patient. He kept dragging the basket around. Let the termite smell spread out. Sure enough to attract the big fish. The moment it burrowed in, the Yi immediately pulled the basket out of the water. He could hardly wait to fill his stomach. Look at the size. That's pretty good. Just stick this little needle into your chest. That's good. Just not strong enough. You have to do it yourself when it counts. Bite down and open the fish. The problem is it can't be broken. I was so angry that I had to break the fin. The spur needs to be much stronger. Mastered up busy next. I finally got the guts cleaned out. The challenge was a success. He is confident that he will be able to spend his holiday here. Cook the fish directly over the flame. I can tell it's delicious just by looking at the color. That's where Yer keeps shoving fish in his mouth. It's so good, I don't even have time to stop and describe it. And then he started complimenting himself there. If I hadn't thought of using termites as bait, where do you fill your stomach with big fish? My little head is spinning fast enough. It's just a shame there was no crocodile. If only I could get my hands on one. He burned everything before he left. As a celebration, thank nature for its bounty. The challenge was perfect. It's almost time for Day to go home. He felt he had to bring his family next time. The scenery here is really beautiful. Most importantly, it is particularly suitable for fishing. I don't know where he's going next. Let's wait and see. I didn't know I was going to flip my car again. We agreed to starve 9 times in 3 days. Now it's all grilled fish. There's nothing wrong with it except for being small. The fragrance goes straight to the sky, and he used his traps to catch birds. You can imagine how delicious this is when it's cooked. And the best part is you can eat a turtle. This is a man's gas station. Eat him so clean. And I eat bugs as a snack. That's all crunchy and delicious. And I don't forget to make myself a cup of APA. It's a nice little life. Make sure you're here for a challenge. Not here to enjoy life. Ace Pila Hungry Duh is online. This time I'm going to Namibia on paid leave. The food resources are quite abundant. Just before the end of the dry season. Feel how hot it can get in here. This is not the first time that has faced a hot area. But it's a little hot in here. It's like being in a sauna. The old rules except for the camera. He was down to his pants. He didn't even wear his hair. I'm sure the old fans will ask why they don't wear mosaics anymore. Wouldn't it be cooler? Actually, Day himself wanted to use mosaics. But the editor went home to eat. We can't let the do the coding. The most important thing now is to find water. He doesn't want to be dehydrated on his first day. I can't even spill this shit. Try to walk along the ditch. Try to find a water source early. Found baboon droppings on the road. If they can all survive here, I'm sure I could do it on my own. There's still animal remains up ahead. Too bad there's no meat on it, based on the size of the bones. Only large predators can do that. Yi is not too worried about this. Afraid of the old 6 snakes hiding in the corner. One bite and you're out of business. It's probably about 40 degrees right now. The body uses up that water fast. It's hard for it to speak. Fortunately, there's no head iron to choose the dry season. Dehydration alone can knock someone over. The only good thing is there's no shortage of fire materials. It feels like food doesn't even need to be roasted. You could just throw it on the floor. Dirt's on his way to pick up something he can use. Just stop and go on the gravel. The deeper you go, the greener the plants become. There must be a water source nearby. How else could these be greener than the top of your head? You could faintly see the river through the crevices. That smile is harder to put down than AK. In addition to solving the problem of dehydration, the birds are also a spare ingredient. Yi immediately thought of all kinds of cooking methods. Nearby animals run to drink. There must be plenty of parasites and diseases lurking in there. For safety's sake, Yi took to digging a hole next door to drink water. Don't look at the color. After being filtered through the rocks and gravel, this water is fine to drink. The thought that was great. It's just a little bit of mud. So many challenges. First time I've seen so many birds. If you had a bow, an arrow in your hand, this bird is definitely going to be contracted by the master. It looks like it's getting dark soon. Find a place to spend the night. The best thing is to find one with trees. Even if an animal does come looking for trouble, at least you can climb a tree. Yi is thinking we're good time. Suddenly found a group of baboons on the other side. I'm not sure they'll make a detour. If you're going to be missed by the camp, I really don't have to sleep all night. Fire is especially important at this time. In such a dry, hot environment, you can start a fire by picking up any piece of wood. It's like a dream in your hand. Both size and weight are close to perfection. And gather some hay for tinder. Add in the materials we gathered earlier. It's easy to make a fire with a drill. A few trips back and forth to get the ashes. Master to this fire is getting silky. It's just missing a piece of meat to roast. The environment here is dry. Use fire carefully. If you accidentally ignite a round, the sewing machine will be with you for the rest of your life. You use stones to control the fire. There's nothing wrong with staying here tonight. There's still some time before dark. See if you can catch some birds to moisten your mouth. Too bad he didn't bring any weapons. There's so much roast around to watch. My mouth is almost watering with greed. Day's little head is racing. See if we can find a way to catch a big animal. The traps are not easy to lay. Even if you catch it, it's hard to handle. If we attract the predators around us, you can imagine how hard that must be. Finally, I chose to bring back some thorny branches. Just circle the fire and you're done. Animals don't normally touch China. And Yi climbed a tree to rest. You can't have a leopard up a tree. The only thing I was worried about was turning around and falling. The sleeping place is not perfect. The thought it would be nice to have a rest. Why don't you focus on what you're going to eat tomorrow? There's so much food around. It's not going to start with 9 meals in 3 days. Sleeping in a tree is not comfortable at all. Lord woke up before dawn. Take a look around the neighborhood and see what surprises await. I want to sleep well at night. The shelter still needs to be built. Otherwise, hanging in a tree every day would be emo. The branches next door will be much more gentle. On this basis to build and improve. Tak is confident he can pull it off easily. Now that we've decided what we're going to do, we can collect and move materials now. The tree sticks up to the tree like this. Won't the sleeping platform come out? It's a comfortable place to lie on. If his stomach hadn't told him to find something to eat, I just want to lie still. Bird traps must be done. I just don't know where to put it. Okay. Dee walked along the water's edge to look for it. Going out in this heat. I'm about to get a little tan. If you don't mind eating insects, you could dig up some rocks. That's good protein, like Day. It's very crisp when you chew it. It smells like cream. There's a little scorpion snack next door. I haven't grown up yet, after all. I don't care if I get stung. Day has been obsessed with finding insects. That's a good time to eat. It's just that the bird trap isn't ready. In fact, Dee already thought about how to make it. The plant on the ground can be made into rope. Gather as much as you can for backup. The rope is rather cumbersome to make. First, we need to break down the inner structure. Squeeze off excess water. It's going to look something like this. And then it has to dry in the sun. In the process of waiting, Masterda is going to set it up on the coast. Just leave a hole for the fish to get in. Then I can reach down and eat the fish. This is a lot easier. It's just that the process of moving is a little tiring. You also need stones to hold the trees in place. You know, this whole thing is going to wear Dirk out. Actually, he wasn't sure if the fish had come in, but even if there's a 10% chance, it's worth trying for yourself. The plants are almost sunburnt. The next thing is to weave it together. Be sure to make it firm. How do you catch the bird if it pulls off with a little force? There's a lot of bait to choose from. The birds love it when it's ripe anyway. We're going to test the waters with 2 traps. Use stone fixation to avoid miscontact. I want to eat the fruit inside. I had to stick my head in and eat it. This will inevitably touch the surrounding sticks. You'll be able to lift the bird very easily. I'm happy to think about it. Get in the water and celebrate. The whole person that has speared a lot. He noticed a lot of fish swimming in the bath. A wall of your own will certainly help. They dare to wander in. I'd grab it myself and eat it. There are too many resources here. I'm afraid I'll eat too much. Things are looking up. Looking at sunset, Seattle master that is full of emotion. Used to have to starve through the early stages. And now you can eat bugs. I have never fought a war so rich. I am very confident to complete this challenge. You never know when you're going to get meat. At night, he climbed into a tree and lay down. Well, the paint around it is black with animal noises. Strong as the Lord that heart is also a click. But it's really nice to lie down. Not as bad as the big bed at home. Comfortable on the 3rd day. Yi was asleep in a trance. The main task today is to catch catfish. And the coast wall is further completed. Every crevice in the bottom is covered. How can a catfish escape? The problem is fish don't come in. I don't think I'm going to make a run for it. Get as far away from here as you can. Don't stress the catfish too much. Tak saw the bird trap trigger from a distance. There were no surprises. The bird was hanging there blowing. I don't know what bird it is. I just need to eat it. There are also eels approaching across the bay. Boy, is this the same demand I know? There's just too much food. He's going to go around to the other side, trying to drive the fish inside. Then I picked up a club and hit it over the head. I heard a chuckle from Dirk. I knew we'd have fish tonight. Unfortunately, it's not very big. Tak thinks there must be more in there. Pick up a stick and look around. I can't believe he actually found it. Had a better dinner than I did. Tak thinks this is just the beginning. Then we'll get more food to eat. Anyway, why don't you fill yourself up first? Make sure you pull out your uneaten guts and use them as bait. The bird is not difficult to handle. Clean the surface of the feathers. Just set the rest on fire. It's not good until night. I don't care if it burns my mouth. It's just a matter of eating first. The little fish tastes delicious. Even the bones are brittle. You can eat fish like this in the wild. I can't help but laugh. There's more to it than that. I used to put in my mouth. Where would you eat meat like now? That was a good time all night. Day's a little bloated right now. Trying to catch a warthog for a roast. This is harder than catching a bird. As things stand now, a trap is the best way to catch a pig. We just need to figure out their movements. Tak will be able to drop the trap in his path. As long as the pig is not fine. Then we can carry it back and barbecue it free. It's exciting to think about it. Soon came to this side of the beast path. An unpleasant smell went straight to the sky. It turned out to be a small antelope with a rotting head. Looks like it's been a while. Oh, no matter how well your stomach digests, it's impossible to eat this rotting flesh. It's not far from the camp. Leave the camera and watch. If too many big animals come, I have to think about moving on. It's interesting to see human footprints here. I think it's the old borderline. Waste is wasted here. Just enough material to go back into the trap. That increases your chances of catching a warthog. Too bad the bird trap didn't work today. Good thing there's fish out there in the bay. At least you still get to eat meat. Do you set the fish on fire and cook them? No matter how many times you eat grilled fish, it was all very delicious. What people don't expect is that the baboons come and wander over here. The two sides are keeping a safe distance. Don't worry about the camp being overrun for now. I'm afraid of going out on my own one day. They came out of nowhere and attacked. Tak has been here for 5 days. I can't even eat fish. Let's see what animals are hanging around. Okay, staring at rotting meat every day. Dirk keeps staring at the camera. It was the bobcat that came to eat. How come you haven't seen its tracks before? Although bobcats don't like to eat people, but it scares the prey away. What Yi didn't expect. The warthogs would sneak up and eat them. That's good news. Proof that it's always around. If we can catch it, they can't even imagine how happy he'll be. Even if it's just one leg. I've been able to eat for days. Start laying traps around the perimeter immediately. We could use the materials we found earlier. Wire strength is very high. Enough to bring the warthogs under control. He laid 3 traps in one fell swoop. You can tell how much he wants the barbecue. Put bushes on the escape route. As soon as the warthog touches the noose, it'll be blocked by bushes. Finally strangled myself until I couldn't breathe. It looks pretty reliable. You never know when you're gonna catch it. I think only a pig. I forgot to go fishing today. The fish are pretty active in the morning. They're all home from work now. If we don't catch Piggy, well, then today was a wasted day. After a night's rest, Tack gets his weapons ready to check the traps. You know, this head pack is gonna bloom. Thinking about how to eat all the way. It's nice to take some home if you don't finish it. So full of expectations to the trap. The greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. I never thought a trap would work. I thought I could eat fish without pigs. But the water's gone down here. There's no way any fish will get in, unless the fence is placed in a deeper area. Compared to the physical effort of doing this, it took a long time to catch a pig. They set traps where the wild boar passed. Day is completely insane right now. All I can think about is pigs, but it doesn't give any face. No sign of any contact with the trap. Di was hungry and worried. Looks like there's no chance of catching Piggy. A few days later, Di went to check the trap. The good news is the trap is triggered. The bad news is we didn't catch Piggy. At least it proves they were here. Looks like I'm about to finish my challenge. This time Sohana was quite a failure. My stomach's been rumbling with hunger. Masterda is not in a good mood. If we had gone to the fishing side, I can get some meat to eat, or I blame myself for being too greedy. My stomach is really hungry. Explore further afield. Stop by and collect some fruit. They're already go home hungry. I didn't realize when I sat down to rest. The turtle is moving slowly. They didn't even think about taking it back. That's a big supplement. What do you need to do about it? Throw the turtle into the fire and bury it. Use the waste heat to braise it. It's called a turtle, 100% authentic. You can tell by looking at the meat. I think it's better than pig meat. Keep stuffing it in your mouth. There was a chuckle from time to time. That's how simple it is to be happy. Eat and drink enough to begin to feed chicken soup. If I hadn't picked up the turtle, this challenge is only half done. You can't be too greedy. Pigs and fish should get one or the other. Who can bear to be hungry every day? Today is the day to go home. Di did not forget to use the turtle shell to cook tea. It is said that tea is not just a tree root. Boil water with hot stones. I wonder how it tastes. Well, I guess is content. This challenge has been perfect. It's just a shame we didn't catch Piggy. Try to be free to barbecue next time. It's time to go home and get some rest. I wonder where Dur will venture next. Let's wait and see. Look out. This is the perfect moment for Derek's catch. No need to borrow any tools. You can catch a fish with just one pair of hands. Actually catch a fish with your bare hands if you have your hands. How delicious the fish is when it's cooked. Everyone can tell if I don't say it. Tack also has baked tadpoles. I mean, raw is great though, but the flavor is stronger when it's roasted. Look at the look on my face. You'll know how delicious it is. If you haven't tried it yet, come and try it. I wonder if anyone has ever been to the Argentine wilderness. It's so remote, you can only get there by helicopter. What if something happens? Rescue teams usually take an hour. It was only Yi who dared to come alone and challenge. The dust kicked up by the helicopter. Lord Dode ate a layer of dirt. We'll need them if we don't go back. I wish I could give you a bad review right there. The old rule is to use only your hands to achieve your dreams. This big bag of camera gear, half as heavy as me. This is his first holiday here. I saw a lot of people experience it online. Within a few days, he was persuaded to leave by the harsh environment. The first thing to worry about is heat exposure. Water is a priority. Otherwise, dehydration could be bad. Second is the annoying horsefly. The buzz never stops. The most important thing about survival in the wild is calm. Determine the line and execute. In other places, you might worry about finding water, but here it's everywhere. It's all coming down from the mountains. The probability of contamination is very small. Don't worry about drinking it. This is the true gift of nature. It's not just sweet, it's cool. Be sure to bring a bucket with you when you get a chance. It's the height of summer though, but it's freezing beyond the mountains. The mountain wind blew in at night. People are shaking like sieves from the cold. Shelter and fire, that's very important. Try to find a place to deal with it sooner. The woods provide good protection against the cold wind. It's just that the ground isn't very habitable. I had to pick some clover to eat. It's sweet and sour and very appetizing. Eat as much free salad as you want. He was so busy eating that he forgot to travel. If it wasn't for the horseflies that were always there, I'm afraid I'm going to finish this before I leave. He's wondering if this little guy can eat. Sounds like a lot of protein in there. I put it in my mouth and I tasted it. Boy, the menu is getting richer. Where does this look like a challenge? It's a food festival. We can't keep eating like this. It can cause gastrointestinal discomfort and nausea. We don't have time to find shelter. There's a river and bushes next door. The ground is soft sand. Dur has decided to sleep here tonight. It's just for him to find the right material. Building a fire, that's not hard at all. It can be used with a little polishing, not to mention tinder. Enough to fill a down jacket. And I don't forget to use rocks before I start a fire. Such attention to detail and the speed of the hand. It was easy to get the ashes out. Blow it right into the tinder, and the fire burns smoothly. The master is so excited that he is dancing. I just rubbed my hand too fast. The problem is not very big. A little spit and disinfect, and we'll be done. Apart from not eating meat at the beginning, everything else is perfectly settled, if only to complete the challenge. It's a piece of cake for Day, but like a paid vacation, he still has to get the shelter out and eat enough meat to fill your stomach. It's only warm by the fire for now. You can't even feel it from a little distance. The temperature will continue to drop at night. Slightly less physically fit. There could be a freezing problem tonight. Master curled up as close to the fire as he could. I hope I wake up tomorrow with more resources. It was a beautiful night. Sleeping that way is not good at all. I should have brought my shirt and my hair. A little warmth would be nice. You can see frost on the camera bag. I can't imagine what anyone else would look like. The temperature will only drop further. We need better insulation. When the sun comes out and it feels a little hot. I never expected to experience fire and ice. Kinda got me high. What resources do you have around here? Hopefully it'll make the shelter feel better. It is best to go back and rest when the temperature is highest, although the surrounding salad gallery is fully stocked. But eating every day is not the answer. The best thing is to find food in the river. Don't you find trout? I don't even have to make fishing gear. Go straight into the water and get closer. Fingers on their bellies tickle. The trout will let their guard down and enjoy. At this point, it's 100% possible to catch. It's okay to be fast. It's just not a good touch. Scared the trout away several times. It has to be a more gentle touch. Master thought it was too difficult. Further exposure to the sun is sure to lead to heat stroke. We'll have to try again next time. You can see that Dai's back looks like it's being scraped. It felt like a burning pain. The situation is already very dangerous. Dee still underestimated the sun's enthusiasm. Should have given up fishing and come back sooner. Fortunately, there are no blisters so far. Otherwise, the wound could get infected. He had to call a doctor for help. Want to successfully complete the challenge. You have to choose to wear clothes to protect your back because of his own mistakes. I'm not happy at all right now. After all, the challenge is only day 2. It's the environment that defeats Yi. That's not enough. He went to the running water and laid down to soak, to relieve that burning sensation in my back. The problem is that the water is too cold. Put his brother's head back in the cold, but the back is much better. The rest of the day is devoted to building shelters. The cold wind is blowing from across the valley. Theoretically, a 90-degree slope, plus the fire keeps the heat on. I won't be frozen muggle again at night. For this reason, it is to find a lot of green plants covered. The exterior doesn't look perfect, but it's enough to keep out the wind. The comfort becomes even more apparent at night. That's a good sleep for Da. I'm just a little haggard without food. I'm going deep into the jungle today. We're going to get rid of salad every day. The only problem might be a little too much horsefly. Do you really drill where there's a crack? What you didn't expect was to find deer bones. Looks like he's been here a while. It can be used as a tool with a little manipulation. And the best of them is this leg bone. There's just enough tendon left to make a rope. I have no problem fishing with it. As for what ate the deer, when I saw the footprint, I knew he was right. Nothing but the big cat, based on the feces left behind. Probably at least a week or so. It's not a good thing for Day, is it? There's nothing defensive about the shelter. The fire alone is a little weak. Uncle Des said he was afraid, but what did he do about it? All I wanted was to get something to eat. Even the tadpoles were his targets. I have to say it's pretty easy to catch. I just put it in my mouth. As for the taste, you can tell by the disgust on your face. And he insists it tastes better when it's cooked. Boy, I suggest we wait for them to grow up, or use it as bait for fishing. It's better than stuffing it in. But Yi would not listen. Make sure we taste the roasted tadpoles. It's weird looking across the screen. Are we sure this is actually edible? Day thinks you can't be picky in the wild. All you can swallow is food. So some of the protein missed can be uncomfortable all day. It's hard to tell the tadpoles when they're cooked. Yi put it in his mouth and tasted it. The wrinkles on his face never let go. He retorted that there was no problem at all. A sprinkle of cumin makes it even more delicious. Look at Yi eat a face of doubt life. So some things really can't be eaten without suffering. The gut feels like it's awful. It's like a fire dancing there. Tadpoles are really inedible. Better than I can stand it. Is this the end of the challenge? It's a little bit of a problem for Day, but not a big one. A quick bathroom break was enough to fix it. What I didn't expect was that the weather changed so quickly. The clouds had gathered and a light rain was falling. The shelter is still holding up. I usually stock up on firewood. As long as it's not a storm, it's fine. Only food is always in short supply. I thought about making a fishing line out of tendons. You can start by soaking deer bones in water. Then we can take it back to camp and pound it. You have to slobber it every now and then. It makes it easier to weave. The only thing around right now is fish. Master is pinning all his hopes on fishing. Soon he's using tendons to form a fishing line. Toughness that's pretty good. No cutting tools. You can use a stone instead. There's no problem sharpening the thorns. I'm sure we can catch fish this way. Look at his confident face. Is this really going to catch any fish? Bait is a lot easier. Pick a dead piece of wood and crack it open for larvae, and they can pull out the ant eggs. There's no shortage of bait around here. Yi took a fishing rod and tried fishing. You could see the little fish before. Now, there's nothing. It looks like it's getting dark soon. It was so cold that he had to give up fishing for a while. Go back to the fire and warm yourself up. It's like I'm not so cold that I sneeze. The temperature difference between day and night is too big here. Either heat stroke or cold. I don't think anyone else would have made it. Tak has been here for 5 days. Food has always been a problem. The only good news is the sunburn's gone. You can untie the shackles and challenge. Picked up a fishing rod and went to the river to fish. It takes patience. The body can't handle the problem. So cold, I had to go back to the fire. Day is still too honest. I wouldn't have returned it in other people's clothes. Life is hard. Food is still to find. Fortunately, there's still some blueberries to eat. Take some vitamins. Day thinks he's good again. Get into the water and pull the fish out. Are you sure shivering from the cold will do? It's gonna scare the fish away. I spent most of my time next to the fire. You're not gonna get anything done. Dee did not expect the 2 days of fire and ice so fierce. Fishing is out of the question. Can only try to set up fishing traps. Just check it out a few times a day. I'm kinda happy to think about it. The principle is simple. It's a stick stuck in the water. On the other side are curved saplings. If the fish touches it, it will fly through the air. I think it's a lot more reliable than fishing. To ensure success rate, we put a lot of bait lines near the trap. As soon as the fish came near the bag that was caught, it's hard to imagine if the fire went out. What kind of cold is it going to be? I can't even start a fire. In fact, if only to survive. He had curled up by the fire to keep warm. Starvation alone can do the job. Tak thinks it can be done by anyone. So what's the point of him coming here? The challenge is to break through. It's not just about showing the cruelty of the wild. Find a charm too. Work hard. Paid vacation can happen. You know, he's just pouring it all down his throat. The whole person that is blood boiling. Say so. I haven't had any food in the last few days. It was almost over to go home. Inside it is quite anxious. When the chips are down, the trap finally kicks in. Yi let out a chuckle from a distance. The size of your hand is pretty good. Can't wait to go back and roast it. You still have to use a trap. If it's fishing, how long do you have to wait? Well, there's meat to eat today. Day wants to try catching fish with his bare hands again. Let's be a lot softer this time. When you find a trout, scratch your belly with your fingers. Wait for it to catch when it feels most comfortable. This is going to make the man so happy. Finally, with 2 hands to achieve the dream. Men's happiness is that simple. No regrets about this challenge. He's confident with his craft. It can glow everywhere. I thought Day was lucky enough. I didn't realize the bait line was paying off. Now he's in no hurry to eat. Make a little pond and raise it. I know how to conserve resources properly. He also thought of catching more fish and keeping them in captivity. You can eat the whole thing when you get hungry. I think it's really nice. I'm just curious. Aren't the fish afraid to escape? It's going to be a real loss of money. They didn't care. I just want to practice my skills. Now, there are almost no mistakes. You can get a fish anytime you want. I didn't expect to be able to grill fish here. Take him to meet his friends while you can. Dee laughs so happily. It's annoying to have too many fish at once. He doesn't look upset to me. Funny thing is just put the fish down. Whoosh, and he's gone. The fish we caught before followed. Man, the desire to live that is instant full. To get away in front of Durham. You can go back to playing with other fish for the rest of your life. He admitted he was a little bloated. Why are you trying to keep fish? Good thing this place is this big. Now we have to recapture the fish. It's like you're trying to hide from me. I'm showing him off till I'm numb. It's getting a little red and trying to drain the water. Tear down any extra hiding places. If only the fish could talk. There's going to be a lot of sarcasm. Yi repeatedly searched the water. I had a hard time finding a small one. The biggest one is still missing. So angry that Lord began to knock on the surface of the water. The fish didn't find it and made it cloudy. This is a complete loss of fish figure. The smile didn't go away. It's just transferred to our faces. Fortunately, it's not all in the pool. It's pretty good to have fish to eat. Dayur's smile is back. Grilled fish with fruit nutrition. It looks pretty tempting. The fish was beautifully grilled. If those fish were still there, I'm afraid I can eat more than I need. I'm barely full of the moment, but it's a lot better than starving. Tak thinks the food resources here are okay. Just a little bit of a mess. If the physical fitness is less, it's not going to go down well. That's how long a pair of pants can last. You don't build those muscles for nothing. You can eat fish before you leave. I can say quite satisfied. Before leaving, I found a small pond full of fish. As it turns out, it's not that hard to fill up, and Day wasn't going to leave after breakfast. Remove the obstacles and return them to the river. The helicopter is on its way. It's time to go home and eat a real meal. I don't know where the next challenge will be. Let's wait and see. Anyone who's spent a lot of time on a desert island knows that. It's not hard to get enough to eat. You can dig worms out of trees and eat them. You don't see a lot of fat like that. The smell is going to be amazing. You can also make a whole gallbladder buffet. I'm sure you'll want to eat again. I don't even like it or bird's nest fish soup. 100% natural and free of pollution. This one pot of soup is worth it. Yi once again came to the South China Sea Desert Island Challenge. I was so excited inside. I was wearing mosaics on my last challenge. Food resources are also plentiful. You know, you get crazy when you're alone too long. It's been a while since I've been here. Friends who don't remember are welcome to look back. You know, I was about to bust my ass and go home. After so many years of challenges, can you get a paid vacation on a desert island? Mr. looked relaxed. The main reason is that the challenge time is shorter than before. You can starve the whole time. Broken defenses don't exist if you end up on a desert island. Remember, the first priority is to find water. Like the Yi had coconuts from the beginning. It was pretty lucky. Don't worry about dehydration for a while. Backpack's full of old actors. Every time Dur comes here, he has to prove it. He was not carrying any survival tools to show that one pair of hands can conquer this place. As for wearing hair or not, it depends on personal preference. There's still a lot of trash on the beach. Man's influence on the marine environment is great. I really wanted to take more care of me. A few bottles and plastic bags are fine. Why is there still a full bulb? All kinds of things refresh cognition. But for survival in the wild, these are very valuable resources. Like bottles can be used as containers to hold water. Yi would rather not have these resources if he could. Collect as much as you can for later use. There's a lot of fruit nearby, too. Don't worry about food for a while. We just didn't find any fresh water. Coconut water is the only way to stay hydrated. Yi is already very satisfied with this. The coconuts we have left will only last 3 days. It's the dry season now. Don't worry about rain for a while. All you need to do is spread the coconut leaves on the floor. You can sleep like a bed tonight. Just make sure you pick the brown ones. It's a lot drier and warmer than the green ones. I didn't know I was too tired. It's still the coconut. Yi did not feel very comfortable. Kinda wants to go for a ride. Just lay down here for a while. I think I got a bad coconut. Yi did not expect problems on the first day. My stomach hurt and I couldn't sleep all night. I thought back to my previous challenge. You don't know how you do it. 60 days alone on an island. Anyone else would have been driven crazy. You can see how hard that is in the previous video. Wearing mosaics to conquer a desert island. It was very rewarding. Day is a little lost right now. I barely made it to dawn. He really didn't think it would be this hard. Now I feel like my gut is a mess. My knee is all red for no reason. It's impossible to quit the challenge. Just when will it get better? No one can guarantee that. The most important thing is fresh water. Day didn't have the strength to explore the neighborhood. The knee is obviously infected. This is where he was hospitalized. To be on the safe side, you have to call a doctor. I hope I can get some effective advice. The treatment given by the doctor is also simple and crude. Take large amounts of antibiotics directly. The bag will kill all the germs. It's just that there might be some bad after effects. I don't care about that much anymore. He doesn't want to quit the challenge the next day. After taking the pill, sit still. It's important to stay hydrated if you want to feel better. There's only one coconut left. I hope I feel better after this. Or I'm sorry to announce I'm going home. At night, Yi was so worried that he could not sleep all night. Fortunately, he woke up feeling much better. So it's still antibiotics. Or this knee's going to keep hurting. The biggest problem so far has been water. If it doesn't work out, Tak still faints from dehydration. There are coconuts on the beach to drink. A temporary solution to the water problem. The papayas on the nearby trees are not very ripe. Yi try to take a bite. I feel my tongue tingling in an instant. It still smells good. Unconvinced, Yi took another bite. The flesh inside is too bitter. In an instant, it was the whole face huddled together. Never eat anything uncooked again. I'm afraid the antibiotics won't last. Let's just be honest and explore somewhere else. There are so many resources on this beach. Tak wants to collect it for the fire. What do you get when you add a nail to a glass bottle? It's going to get the bottom out of the bottle. Just put the nail in, then shake it repeatedly. You can see subtle cracks in the inside. A little more force will get you to the bottom of the bottle. It's like a magnifying glass. Tak will use the sun to light a fire. It's a good idea, but it takes a lot of time. I can't move it in my hand. Stay out in the sun for at least an hour. Clever master has already set up a shelf to secure. I didn't expect to see glass bottles everywhere. A little treatment can light the fire. It's no easier than building a fire by hand, while adding firewood to the fire. How do you get water? He thinks there's plenty to eat at the beach. Especially rocky areas at low tide can often bring different surprises. Yi came in and found the shells, and we found a lot of hermit crabs. It won't necessarily taste good, but you can still taste some meat. You got everything on the beach. You can find containers of food just by looking around. To get to the food inside, ordinary stones are no longer enough. It has to be this big to crack it open. I have to say it's a little hard, but still can't stop Yi. Cook food with seawater. As long as you don't drink the soup, you're fine. That little head of days is smart. That night, I ate crab snacks. Saltiness is off the charts. Can't control that much right now. Such a crunchy hermit crab. Swallow it no matter how salty it is. Well, at least keep the belly quiet. Have small victories every day. It's important for survival in the wild. If you're lucky enough to end up on a desert island, don't panic. Order the hermit crabs on the hour. Make sure you get your money's worth, just to complete the challenge. That's no problem for Day at all. But if you want to live a good life, then you have to work harder. He decided to expand his exploration tomorrow. Try to get more food. It's not my style to go hungry every day. Soon it will be a new day for him. Water is still the biggest shortage. I didn't see it when I drove around. I did see a fishing net lying there. It's a great fishing tool. I would have taken it back to clean up before. Unfortunately, the water shortage problem has not been solved. You can't dehydrate for long. no matter how strong you are? Fortunately, Lady Luck did not abandon him. Follow the bay pass to the new place. The resources of the lagoon are quite abundant. Just walked in and found a bunch of sea urchins. Boy, that's a two-step inversion. Yi achieved urchin freedom in an instant. No protective tools are required. You can grab a sea urchin with your bare hands. Grab a rock and crack it open. It tastes salty and fishy, but a little energy would be nice. That's a mangrove swamp ahead. There's a good chance the water is over there. Now we have to build a float. All you need is a net between 3 bamboo sticks. That sounds simple enough. You know, I don't have a machete with me. The length needs to be adjusted through the flame. If we don't get it right, it'll all go away. Is there anything on this beach? The German master can quickly gather materials to manufacture. It took time, though. The finished product looks a little random. The key is, how does it work? Don't look at the sun outside. The water inside is bone-chilling. I mean, the Constitution can't even handle it. The float is better than expected. At least there's no problem with camera tools. He also brought a lot of empty bottles. We better find water on this trip. Otherwise, we have to go to a more difficult way to get it. Yi is still very happy here. He could feel the food cheering inside. Just walked in and noticed something was different. Where there is water, the ground cannot be so dry. That means going deeper and deeper. The harder you work, the less water you'll have. The only good thing about it is finding worms. It was delicious. Forget about not having water for a while. Let's see who doesn't love a fat worm like this. Locals also serve it with lemon juice and chili. It goes even better with soul sauce. Lorda, that is a real name to recommend everyone to taste. There's no shortage of food. It's an urgent need for water. Take your beloved float and wander around. Look around the corner where we can get some rain. No longer in the mood to enjoy the scenery. Just wanted to see if there was any water up there. Luckily, there's a puddle on it. You have to give yourself a pat on the back. The water must be dirty. You have to bring it back and boil it. How about we get some bottles up first? You said it was the color to just open the gate. I don't see a problem at all. It does smell a little weird, but it's better than being dehydrated all the time. This trip yields 5 liters of water. We need to filter some of it out first. The amount you can drink is really not that much. Yi uses the surrounding materials to make his own filter. The key is the charcoal. It absorbs most of the dirt. You can see this bottle of water going down. After being filtered through layers, all that's left is this pitcher of water. Then some of it is boiled off. That's as much water as you can drink. True wilderness survival is no joke. Wake up every day thinking about things. I had to go through a beating to learn it myself. Water and food have been taken care of. As long as it's not a storm. Lying on the beach is perfectly fine. Distance from a good life, or almost mean. They picked up so many bottles, just in time to pull out some booby traps. Put the top ones in reverse. Then wait for the fish to come. Boy, it's a tiny hole. That's just catching small fish. Can't blame him for being so small. Let's just say the fish here is only that big. Tack put 10 bottles in at once. It's impossible not to catch a single fish. What's interesting is when we go back, we find baby sharks. This is going to make the man so happy. Turns out there's no shortage of food. Now all I can think about is how to catch a shark. The also popular science star fish hook. It's the oldest hook in the world. It will follow the line into the stomach. When you pull it up, it's anchored to the center. It's hard enough to move your mouth. It's way too vicious for a fish. The bait is also the freshest. Something you like to eat. There's no reason those sharks wouldn't. Very confident to show you. How do you cook sharks in the wild? Get the meat out of there as fast as you can. If it wasn't for the shark, I want to cook it myself. I hope we can have barbecue freedom soon. I've arranged 5 fishing lines along the way. They doesn't think it's safe enough. Spent a lot of time in fishing net repair. Then it was arranged at the entrance to the lagoon. I have a feeling I'm going to catch a bunch of fish. Everything that needs to be done has been done. Let's see if we wake up tomorrow. There's actually a lot of shellfish around. Those guys are going to make it to the end on their own. It's just a little bit off. The trap didn't work for the next few days. Day was a little upset about that. I was able to live on paid leave. I'm about to go home for dinner. Recycle all traps to avoid catching them by mistake. 10 water bottle traps can catch a light rain. I'm already very happy. You know what? Just eat it raw and be done with it. It's all about the ritual. Give us a whole pot of fish soup to drink. The locals would climb the steep rock face, collect some birds' nests, and sell them. A little piece like this is worth 10 bucks. Usually, I don't even want to drink it. You can drink it with your stomach open around here. Bird's nest fish soup with tamarind. I don't know if anyone has heard of such a combination. I feel weird anyway. Mr. didn't quite understand why bird's nest was so expensive. Isn't that what birds do when they freeze their saliva? Put it in your mouth and look at it. There's nothing to smell. The soup tastes good though. Maybe it's your mind. Feel a lot of moisture in the body. The nutritional value of that is tremendous. I understand why my wife drinks it every day. The overall challenge felt good. If it wasn't for the pre-life influences the rhythm. Dee thought he would have a better life. If you don't know where to go on vacation, real name recommended to visit the desert island. It's going to be something you'll never forget. It's time to go home again. I wonder where he'll go back next time. Let's wait and see.